Hi Flosstube, I'm Pam. Welcome to my channel, Stitching in the Land of Good Enough. This is Flosstube number 95 and today's Saturday, I think it's Saturday, June 29th. And welcome to my channel. This is a place where I talk about cross stitch and where I do some life updates and backyard birds. And I do a shop update. And before I forget, because I never remember, I'm sitting in my shop. So this is Stitch New England, and I never say where I am. So the shop is located in North Attleboro, Massachusetts. I'm probably not going to remember to say that in like 10 more videos, but I said it this time. I can check it off my list. Okay. I need to make this video really fast today because I got a really late start filming and the shop opens up in like 35 minutes. So we're gonna try to keep this 30 minutes or less today. So if I'm talking fast and I'm whipping through my things, I apologize. I just know if I don't do it this morning, it could be like another 3 weeks before I film. And I have like something really exciting to show. I mean, it's exciting for me anyway, and I'm excited to share it with you. I have a finish. Well, I'm really excited about my finish. Okay, we're not gonna get ahead of ourselves. Before we get to stitching, life updates, there's not a whole lot of much going on in my life, really. I'm on vacation next week. We'll talk about that when we get to shop updates. That's kind of the most exciting thing that's happening in my life right now. I'm very excited about vacation next week. And for backyard birds, I know you all love to hear what's happening back there. I haven't been paying much attention. I've been so busy that I have not had time to really sit out in the backyard and see what's going on, which is sad for me anyway. I can tell you, because I don't think the last video, I think in my last video, I was lamenting the fact that the Orioles had not found me. And then I didn't think they would, and I needed to resign myself to the fact that I just wasn't gonna get Orioles this summer. They came, probably like a week later. So I've had Orioles almost like the past 4 weeks. Maybe not 4, it's probably been like 3 weeks. And today, this morning, I noticed that the baby Orioles, wherever they are nesting, have fledged because they were at my feeder this morning with their dad, and they're so cute, and I love baby Orioles, and well, I guess they're juvenile Orioles. And yeah. So what did I also want to say about them? Oh, also, I think in my last video, I was talking about how the starlings had fledged their nest, and there is nothing more annoying than fledged starlings. Like, they make the most annoying feed me sound. And I noticed the baby Orioles this morning because they make the cutest noise. They're like polar opposites. So your homework today, after we're done with this video, or pause now and go find them, go find a video. Your homework is to watch a video on fledged starlings. I'm sure there's one out there. There's tons of bird videos, and one on fledged Orioles, because they make completely different sounds, and one is really hard to listen to, and one is adorable. That's all we're gonna say about that. What else is happening in my backyard? Oh, I got a new like bird bath situation. I don't have any sort of like Amazon affiliate link situations. I wouldn't even know how to do that. Technology is not my friend, but I'll link the one I got down below in the description box because I'm really happy with it. It's like a plastic tray on chains, and you hang it. I guess you don't have to put the chains on. You could not hang it. And it's probably, I don't know, like 12 inches, 16 inches wide. I'm also a bad judge of size. And it comes with a solar fountain. So it makes a little like tinkling noise, and the birds really like it, and it's not really hard to clean. And I'm kind of excited about it because the fountain that came with the house sprung a leak, and now it's not holding water, and it's kind of a pain in the butt to clean, and I'm kind of done with it. So I had to get a new water situation in my backyard for the birds. I'm really excited, and it was not expensive. It was like under $30, which I think is like the best part. And also in life/bird updates, our dog Penny that we got a couple of years ago, she's the love of my life, and my baby. And it's a weird relationship. Anyway, she has not been feeling well the past couple of weeks, and we've been back and forth to the vet, and she's been I have no idea if this is the reason, but like my mom anxiety brain thinks this is the reason. She eats the bird food, like the bird seed that falls to the ground. I buy the no mess seed. So like there's not shells that fall to the ground because there's no like shells in my bird mix. But birds are messy and they're constantly dropping seed on the ground, and she eats it, and I've noticed it come out the other end, and I'm wondering if that's part of the problem. So I'm going to take and I think she's not supposed to be eating anything other than a special diet right now while we're trying to get this situation cleared up. And, so I'm taking a break on actually feeding my birds until Penny the puppy, she's not really a puppy anymore, but she will always be a puppy to me. Penny the puppy has got her situation sorted out. I'll still put like my Finch blend out because that's not what she's eating. She's eating like the Big Bird blends. And I'll still put my jelly out for the Orioles because they're not throwing jelly on the ground. They're eating it. But I do feel bad for my other birds, but Penny comes first. So that's what's happening in my backyard. What have I been stitching? As always, I have a project I work on in the shop, and I'm really excited because I got I got a section finished this week. So it is the Quilting ABCs by Erica Michaels, and this is part 3. So you're kind of getting a gist of what the whole thing's going to look like. And I'm stitching it on 32 count, could be 28, but I think it's 32 count, antique white. And I finished section 2. So part 1, part 2 are done. And I started part 3 down there at the bottom. So I'm really, really excited. This could get done maybe next year. So I don't ever take it home. So I'll show you part 1. Part 1 was this row, and this was part 2. I really, 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 really like this block right here. And then now we're working on part 3 down there, and I actually got all my blocks outlined ahead of time, which I haven't done with the past 2 sections. So that's kind of nice. But it doesn't come home with me. It only ever gets worked on in the shop on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So I'm feeling good about the progress I'm making. And every little block that you finish feels like a little mini win. And then when you finish the section, it feels like a cause for celebration. So it's good. It's good for your stitching motivation, if I'm making sense. Okay. And then what else did I do? I had a really fun Sunday afternoon a few weeks ago with some stitchy friends. We stitched at a local Panera, which I've never done before. It was freezing, like it had to have been like 59 degrees in there. I think that's what their AC was set at. When I got home, I had to put on like socks and like huddle under blankets. It was crazy. But I brought 2 projects with me there. And this one I didn't get to work on. Well, I didn't choose to work on it when I was at Panera, but then I was sad that I didn't. So when I got home, I stitched on it. And that is Bohemian Bliss by Carolyn Manning. That's what it's gonna look like. I'm stitching it on 18 count Aida. I've forgotten what color it is. And I've also forgotten what end is up. Okay, so here's where we're at. I don't know what I stitched on. I stitched on a few different colors, like down in here. So, I mean, I've got a long way to go, but there's no rush. There's no like timeline for this one. It's fun to stitch. And it's an easy one to take places, which is why I took it to Panera, but then I didn't take this one out. And my friend Tracy was one of the gals who stitched there, and I'm gonna show these now. She makes project bags, and she also makes these things, and I asked her like 50 times what she calls them. And do you think I can remember? No, I can't. But they're for those of us who bobbinate. They're bobbin keeper? Oh, Tracy, I've forgotten. Anyway, she makes them and you can buy them from her. And I will have her Instagram link down in the description box below because that's where she does it. So I think if you're interested in getting a bobbin situation, you can get one from her. And I like these because they're thin. They don't take up a lot of bulk in your like project bag. And it keeps everything so nice and organized. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 24 spots. That was some. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm counting in front of you all. And I hope that I don't make a multiplication mistake because that would be embarrassing. Okay. And what I did work on at Panera was Gathering Together by Scarlet House, which kind of felt appropriate for stitching with friends. And I am stitching it on 36 count Lichen by Tabby Cat. And I chose this one to stitch on because it's honestly at this point mostly all fill-in. So I did a bunch of fill-in on the white flower in the middle. You probably can't even tell. I can't even tell where I've stitched and where I haven't in the middle because it's white fill-in on this like light colored fabric. But it was just sort of mindless. I didn't have to think about it. It's super cute. I can't wait till this is done. This might get done this year. Maybe. I don't want to give myself anxiety. It might get done this year. It doesn't have to get done. I do have things that have to get done this year. The next being one of them. I mean, I don't have to. It's like a self-imposed deadline, but I don't want to take this project into 2025. I feel like I started this project on January 1st. It was my New Year, New Start for 2020. And if I finish it in December of 2024, that will have been like 5 solid years of stitching. I mean, if I finish it now, it would only be 4.5 years, but that's not going to happen. It'll be December, I'm sure. And that project is A Year at Hot Ground Hollow by Carrot House Samplings. And I did have a mini finish on this one as well. I got a block finished. I'm super excited to show you. This isn't the big one though, the big finish. I am stitching this on 40 count Legacy by Picture This Plus. So here's where we're at. We have January. I do have to put in, there's 2 fish that go right here, and I had stitched them in a color that wasn't the called for, and then I didn't like it and I took them out, and I'm actually thinking I'm not gonna put the fish back in. I might put my husband and I's initials there because it's kind of like a love block. And I made the guy bald because my husband's bald, and I gave the gal red hair because, well, I used to have red hair. Now I don't know what it is, but so that still has to get done. I keep forgetting about that. And then we have April, May, and June, and July, August, and September, and then October and November. So November's the one that I just got done. I'm gonna bring you up close because, oh my goodness, those turkeys. I cannot. I love them. They were really fun to stitch. So then this one right here, the December block, is the only one left. But here's the thing. It's full coverage, and I haven't started it. It's this one. That is 92 by 92 stitches of full coverage. So what are we? We got July, August, September, October, November, December. 6 months of, I should have just known that. 6 months of stitching, and I think it will take the whole 6 months. And that's okay, but I'm not bringing this into 2025. It's getting done. And then I am stitching, where are we at for time? Okay, we're so good. I am stitching this year's Owl Forest Embroideries free stitch along. It's, I forget what it's called, like Mushrooms and Toadstools or something. You can find it on their website, and the patterns are free. And so you can stitch it with like the DMC or honestly whatever thread you want and your own fabric, or you can order their fabric and their threads, which I did and I had never done before and I love them. So this is where we're at. I'm gonna fold. So I'm gonna let you see the fabric that you get from them is printed, which kind of makes it kind of fun. I think that's kind of the thing that drew me in. I mean, I like mushrooms, but the printed fabric, that's what sold me. Okay, so this is part 1 and part 2, and this was part 3. This was the last part, part 4, and then I just started the release that came out yesterday. So just some greenery. And then I'm gonna start stitching those mushrooms tonight. I can't wait. It's super cute. I can't, it's so cute. It's so cute. Look at the snail. I hope there is another creature because I really love that snail. He was fun to do. Okay. And this is a 30 count linen, which I also am really enjoying. 30 count kind of might be my new favorite fabric. Okay, then lastly, I'm gonna apologize because I did not iron this, which I'm fully regretting because if I had, I could have walked over to the framer after the shop closes this afternoon and already have like started the framing process. As it is now, I'm gonna have to wait for Monday, but that's okay. It is. Hold on, I'm gonna get my fabric all folded over and ready, so hopefully I can show the gloriousness of this all in one shot without having to fiddle with it. I finished Touching the Autumn Sky. Oh my God, I love her. She's so good. She's so good. Can we just sit here like this for 5 minutes so I can just love her? I'll get you up close. There are like little, I found that I almost wished I had swapped the beads out. And then I was like, no, don't overthink it. But I do think the little beads don't really show up really well in my fabric. If you have stitched this, did you find that your beads showed up? I mean, they do down here because there's a lot of them. But I find like the weird floaty ones up at the top don't really show up. But I'm okay with that. And she's so beautiful. And I love her. I cannot wait till she is hanging on my bedroom wall. I love her. Okay. Can we show her one more time? I'll show her, like, we'll show her over here. We'll get her in some different light. I love her. Okay. Like, this was my unicorn chart. I have loved her ever since I first saw her, and I kick myself for not buying her back when the pattern was reasonable. It is an out of print pattern. You can find it on eBay, but be careful. If you find it on eBay for like $15, that's a copyright infringement in general. I'm not saying you can't find a paper copy of her on eBay for $15, but I'm thinking that would not happen. And if you see her somewhere as a PDF, that's also a copyright infringement. She's not in PDF form legally. So, but you can find her out there, and she will, the chart that I have now has I have plans for it. So that one will not be going up on eBay. Okay, that was it for my stitching, which brings us to giveaway winners from last video. So last video was my 4th year anniversary of filming Flosstubes, and so I did a giveaway of 4 $20 gift cards to Stitch New England, and so I did a random generator situation, and here are the 4 winners. Sarah Kinney, Michelle, whose last name I'm going to say wrong, Michelle Cupresis. I'm not sure, Michelle, but I have your email, so be looking for your gift card. And then Critter Stitcher, aka Jessica Wells, And lastly, Rose Stancil. So congrats, ladies. I am going to get those gift cards emailed out to you by the end of today. And if you don't see them, reach out to me in case like it got stuck somewhere or it didn't go through or who knows, technology. And then we're going to do another giveaway this video. So my friend Tracy, OG Stitchery, gave me a few of these and we're going to give away one for you. I assume if you bobbinate, you will love this. If you are not a bobbinator, they're not really deep enough to stick your overdyes in. So you're definitely going to want to be like a bobbinator. This one has a super cute, like little paisley fabric background. Anyway, if you are interested in winning this bobbin thingy holder, oh my goodness. My brain is like a sieve. It does not retain information. You are going to use the word bobbin, BOBBIN, in your comment. You need to be 18. You need to have filled out my Happy Mail form. You don't have to fill it out over and over. So if you filled it out in the past, you don't have to do it again unless you have new information. And you have to use the word bobbin in your comments. Where does that bring us to now? Where are we at for time? Okay. So like we got to do this in like 10 minutes or less. Shop update. The biggest thing is that I am going on vacation next week. I'm not going anywhere fun. I'm staying home for a week and I'm so excited. I can't think of the last time I had a whole week at home, and we moved in March. So like our house is still in disarray and I'm really looking forward to having like it's probably like 10 days I'm going to be at home so that I can just get stuff done and hopefully get tons of stitching in and lots of time to play with the grandbaby. And I'm very excited about that. But what does that mean for you? That means that the physical brick and mortar will be closed. The online shop will still be open, but I'm not going to be doing any shipping until we get back. And if you get my newsletter, look for a coupon code. That'll be fun. In my next newsletter, which should be going out either tomorrow or Monday, depending on how soon I can get my act together. And if you are not signed up for my newsletter, you should be. So get on over to the website, stitchnewengland.com, and scroll down to the bottom of any of the pages and you can sign up for the newsletter. And that way you will get things like coupon codes and know when I'm closing the shop on a more regular basis than just a once a month video. Or like this past week at the shop, not this past week, but the week before, we didn't have a working bathroom one of the days. And that's the kind of thing I will send out in an email in case you are traveling an hour to the shop and you're going to need to use the ladies' room. I get it. And then you get here and I have to say no, and then everyone's sad. So if you are part of the newsletter, you get that sort of information in a more timely way. And then lastly, I don't really have time to show like the new charts and stuff. So hopefully I'll be able to do stuff. Although I always show kind of new charts and stuff in my newsletter. Oh my goodness, I'm pushing that newsletter hard today. We offer a few floss clubs and we do them alphabetically, and Classic Colorworks is coming to the end of the alphabet, which means the August colors are going to be starting at the beginning of the alphabet again. Now, I'm saying all this, you can sign up for our floss clubs at any point where we are in the alphabet, and it just keeps rotating. But if you're the kind of person that loves to start at the beginning of something, the Classic Colorworks Club is starting at the beginning of the alphabet, starting with our August floss. And those invoices go out on July 15th. So if you are interested in signing up for the Classic Colorworks Floss Club at the beginning of the alphabet, hop on over to the website. There's a whole page I'll have it linked below. And do that by July 14th, by the time I send out my invoices on the 15th, and you will get in for that. If you do it after the 15th, then you won't get invoiced for the August colors and you'll be starting like a month late. And again, you can start whenever you want. A lot of people do, but I know some people really like to get in at the beginning of something. Like, helps your brain. I don't know. Anyway, okay, that's it. That's it for me. We did it. We are under 30 minutes. Nobody's gonna have to wait at the door to come in for Stitch Group. I'll be able to open on time. I think that's it. I don't have anything else to say. So I'm gonna hop off and get started with my day. And I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. And happy 4th. I hope you're maybe doing something fun for the 4th. And I hope you get lots of stitching in. All right, bye everyone.